Anyway. Hello and welcome to Bright Blue Innovation. I'm your host, Lidia Paulinksa. This week's episode is part of our continuing coverage of the 2017 NAB show in Las Vegas. NAB stands for National Association of Broadcasters. The theme for this year's show was Med Effect, media, entertainment, and technology all coming together to bring new content to life. Our previous episode covered new capture technology from single camera to multi-camera production. Today's show is focused on the data storage and studio equipment that is being used for HD, 4K, HDR content creation. We hope you enjoy this overview of the show. So Thomas, 30 years. And you know, this company is your invention, your idea. Tell us how that started.
Well, it really started at school. I mean, I worked as a magician. This was a hobby. And that's basically how I found my love for the entertainment business. And when I finished school, basically, or even, I have to say, it was even before that, I started that little business and I finished school. And, well, I still do that. And it's great fun. It's really great
fun. It's still
fun,
right?
Absolutely. I still love it. And I mean, it's not just about me. It's about a great team in the company internationally, not just in Germany, but really all over the place. We did the Olympics pretty early on. That was in 93. Also being involved with Formula One since then is fantastic. Then recently we did that space jump with Felix Baumgartner from the stratosphere, which was a great project. And I can tell you one milestone is a little bit ahead of us. We are now involved in a moon mission.
That's wonderful. That's almost like, like magic.
Oh, I have to say, it really
You're
still
magician.
it still feels like the magic we did in the very, very early stage. So I'm very glad about that.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so today I'm giving a demonstration of our 4K DKM matrix switching system and showing the ability to be able to have single monitor, dual monitor, tri monitor, quad monitor. And right now, as you see, I have 4 different individual PCs connected up, but if I wanted to do dual monitors, I could actually have dual monitor capability, and I could have the mouse move between the 2 dual monitors through the DKM FX matrix. We also have the capability of having quad monitors, and we can switch with instantaneous switching. As you can see, I'm moving the keys back and forth through our favorites, and it's switching instantaneously. I can also bring up the OSD and switch to another computer very quickly. And also, we have a control bridge layout here connected with our DKM, and I can do the switching through this system here just by individually moving the over and picking which spot I want to have the monitors up on there. I can hit the default layout and go back to what I need to go back to. I can disconnect all if I need to be, if there's a security issue, or I can go back and bring up everything that I had before on the default layout. And like I said, the DKM FX is capable of doing up to 4K 60 hertz, and you can have, again, up to 4 monitors. You could actually have up to 8 monitors if that's the individual preference. Other capabilities of this system is the control module, which is our Java utility. And I'm going to bring that Java utility up, and this is on the administrator side. This is what our system looks like. It's actually in a rack, and this is our 48-port compact copper version with 16 fiber ports. So you have the ability to have your compact, excuse me, you have the ability to have your cards can be fiber-based or copper-based, and they can both talk to this matrix switch. Through here, you can set up your users, your devices. This is receiver side. This is your transmitter side. This gives you a listing of all your units that's connected up to it. You can also do individual upgrades on your firmware, or you could do a full firmware update on it. Now I want to go back and bring up another PC on this screen. And right now this is all set up, and this is our DKM matrix switching system.
Here I'm going to show you the integration of our system Infinity Set within TriCaster. Okay, in this case what we have, we're using as a live set source one of our Infinity worlds. So what we can do here, we can have in this ME8, you can choose one of the ME8s and assign it in our computer to receive commands from it. So the first thing we need is sources into our system. This time we're going to have the 4 sources, A, B, C, D, coming from ME8, NDI'd out into our system. So we have those 4 inputs available here. They're here right now, and we can browse them and choose them. And then another way to control them is that NDI out into TriCaster, and we have it as an input. Okay, so we have 4 sources and 1 in. Any changes done here in this bus, as long as this ME8, will be assignments in the system. This time we have DDR1, DDR2, GFX1, GFX2 into the system. So obviously if I change content in the GFX, I can change that content, or change this one here, or choose to have something in the other video wall right there, sorry, the same one. Or even I can change the DDR and say that it's not going to be Kitty, it's going to be Rex on the other end, or things like that. Okay, so we can assign them easily from here. The next thing we can do is control the camera. We know that TriCaster has the live set zoom button here, but we have now 3 options with camera. Would be the standard PD set, so I can zoom in, as you can see there, and I can pan. But because this is a 3D world, I can pan anywhere, and I have entire new sets anywhere. This is an entire 3D world. It opens up all the windows there. So I can reset that. That would be my pan, tilt, zoom capability. We also have HPR that allows us to rotate. So I can easily move the camera forward, as you can see there, it's moving forward. And as well, I can rotate the camera and make it spin around the object. Okay, so we can have different positions here. And also we have this displacement, where we can move the camera forward in X, Y, Z, and we can go anywhere in the set. That in terms of camera. What about the actors? What about them? What about the contents in the video wall? We want to have this talent somewhere else. We want to move Kiki elsewhere. We know that in TriCaster we have the limitation of the texture, so Kiki will be probably moving around that area. Here we can have A, which is Kiki in this case, it's been assigned there, and I can move Kiki anywhere. And when I mean anywhere, is strictly anywhere. You can see that I'm bringing Kiki here. Sorry, sorry for that. I can scale it up, scale it down, or even bring forward Kiki. Oh, come on. You see, now I'm moving Kiki out of the scene, and you can see that she is there. So it's right in here with us. I can pan, and there she is. She can be anywhere in the 3D space, and as big as we like, and there. We also have capabilities to control the cropping of the image, the position, there's a shadow down there, and of course the chroma keying will be controlled from TriCaster. I can control chroma parameters in TriCaster and adjust them here. Even though the chroma keying is done internally, we will receive the commands to chroma key the system. Almost all the capabilities you have with the live set are available here, and everything controlled from within TriCaster.
The company is vocalbooth.com. We're celebrating our 20th year this year. And we at NAB, we serve a lot of different markets, from game development, film, television, education, government, even a large worship community that comes here as well. And our products are really in that realm, can do a number of different things, and voiceover being one of them, ADR for film and television. You know, we do a number of different types of booths: single wall, double wall, 200 different sizes, starting at 4 foot by 4 foot, going all the way up to 16 feet by 32 feet, for all kinds of applications.
I should actually ask you about the update for the product.
The update for the product, this room that we're standing in, you can hear how quiet it is when there's about 80 decibels of activity going on outside of this glass right now. This is what we call our Platinum Plus, which means it's a double wall booth, floating subfloor, and the walls are lined with a mass-loaded barium vinyl, which is virtually impenetrable by sound. So that adds another 15 to 20 decibels lower.
So is that booth can be used in voiceover solution and virtual studios?
Absolutely can be. I mean, it is a perfect environment for that. In a booth as large as this, or even a smaller booth, certainly voiceover, like I say, many virtual studios can sit podcasts, voiceover for gaming audio, and things like that.
Already work with the companies that they are providing virtuals?
We do, yes. Yes, they come to us for this kind of a solution, and we build this for them, ship it to them. They're put up in their spaces, and there's their work environment. The nice thing about this is we can work with people if they're having a new building, or they're retrofitting an old building. We really can fit most anywhere. It's not unusual. We have a booth in a 1,000-year-old castle in the United Kingdom. We have a booth in a brand new building in Manhattan, New York City. So it really can, and being built in to order in 1 foot increments from 4 by 4 up to 16 by 32, really can get this booth to fit most any environment, space, and most any solution between single wall and double wall.
And because we are doing this interview in that booth, I believe it will be the clearest voice at the conference, because we don't have any outside noise.
We don't. So this is my true radio voice.
Thank you.
I'm showing off Countryman Associates' latest revision to their popular B6 microphone. This is threaded detachable connectors, so you can change the termination style. So, in 40 years of making microphones, we've grown to support a huge number, over 400 different types of transmitters from all the major companies like Shure, Sennheiser, Sony, Electrosonics, Audio-Technica, AKG, and of course also the classic XLR connection for hardwired and digital recorders. So we have a variety of different connections that suit professional broadcast, theater, and other industries, and we want to make sure that the folks who use our tiny microphones have the option to be as flexible as possible in the way that they use our mics.
Here we have our rack-mount solutions. The first thing we're going to talk about is our A-Class. Our A-Class is basically a SAN in a box. It allows you to share the file system across multiple platforms such as Mac OS and Windows. It's a fiber channel-based device which allows those clients obviously to connect via fiber channel and get great speeds. However, if you need to connect via Ethernet, we have our NAS gateways. Our NAS gateways are dual 10 gigabit Ethernet on the back end, which allows you to connect your SMB or NFS clients to the file system as well. Below this, we have our newest product, our EFA 5310. This is an all-flash array that has 24 drives, 12 to 13 gigabytes per second of bandwidth on that device. Below that, we have our vSky Cube. Our vSky Cube is capable of running virtual machines as well as containing storage. So we have 3 units here on the top that are basically compute. They only have processing power. However, each one of these devices has 40 cores as well as 256 gigabytes of RAM. These are clustered together, so if one fails, the other one can fail over the virtual machines to the other surviving devices. Below that is our vSky Cube in a 2U form factor. Now these have the same processing power as the 1U servers. However, they also contain storage. 12 hard drives in each one of them, and they're 4 terabyte in capacity. So you're talking about 40 terabytes on each one. They can be clustered together as well, and we can run a module that we call vSky Store on top of them. The vSky Store piece on vSky Cube is a scale-out NAS piece that allows you to add more storage under the same namespace, so your storage can dynamically grow as your needs grow.
Hi, welcome to the DellEMC stand here at NAB 2017. We've been having a really busy show, and what a lot of our customers who have been using Isilon for many years have been keen to see is the new all-flash Isilon. We've got it here, it's working on the stand. It's a really high density, high power, all-flash storage device, and we're powering our uncompressed 4K workflow using Autodesk Flame and Adobe Premiere Pro. But it's a bit hard to see it in the rack, so I'm going to show you here on the screen courtesy of this real-time 3D demonstration. This is what an Isilon looks like in your rack. It's a single 4-rack unit chassis, and I'm going to bring it out of the rack and show you what it looks like behind under the covers. So under the covers there we actually have 4 nodes. The nodes are now vertically oriented instead of horizontal, and on the front you can see they consist of a whole lot of hard drives that are stored in hard drive shelves. On the back, I can spin this around and you can see we have 4 individual nodes, which is a combination of CPUs, power supply and network interfaces. This is a really powerful device, and at the very core we have a high power Intel processor. The processor is a single 16 core Xeon latest chipset, and we have 256 gigabytes of RAM for cache. We also have power supply, cooling and the network ports. So it's a really cool box, and if I show you the other side where the storage is, this is a hot swappable solid state disk tray, and the solid state disks are in an easily removed sled. We can take this out and easily access a single disk, swap it in case of failure, replace it and put it in. All while the system is online, while you're broadcasting, editing, with no downtime and no impact to your operations. So this has been one of our most exciting displays here at NAB, and I hope this has been good information for you.
Ready? Okay. Welcome to the Quantum booth, where we're very excited to announce our StorNext 6, the latest release of our amazing storage platform. We have a lot of new features that are going to really help optimize your workflows, starting with the quality of service feature. What this does is ensures that all the users on your StorNext system are appropriately sharing the bandwidth of the performance of the system. You can throttle back the users that have lower priority, and you can also reserve bandwidth for those applications like color grading, which have a really much higher performance requirements. We're also offering dynamic scaling. This is the ability to add storage to your solution, and as it grows, automatically combine the new storage into the storage pool without disrupting users. As we call it, Stripe group growing, and it just continues on, and so that all the users can make use of that new capacity without having to take the system offline. Another really cool feature is audit history. This basically takes care of who, where, and when someone accesses the file or makes modifications. So this will give you an audit trail that you can use for compliance reasons like MPAA reasons. The Mac Archive feature is really good when you're using the Finder to view files. It prevents the Mac Finder from accidentally or inadvertently retrieving things from the archive just to display the thumbnails in the browser. Instead of displaying the thumbnail, it shows that the file is offline and in the archive, and you can easily use the menu to pull back from the archive. And your applications can do that too. So with StoreNext, you can have a lot of different options when you go to archive. You can archive to tape, you can archive to object storage, you can archive to a nearline disk. And each of those can make multiple copies. And with this new age tiering, you can set how long you want each of those copies to remain online and available. And if you want to, say, age off your nearline after 3 or 6 months, you can set it for that. So it makes it much more convenient to do your archiving. Our Flex tier feature was announced in StoreNext 5.4, and what it enables is that you can use your cloud storage account as an archive tier within StoreNext. It's treated just like we would our tape libraries or our object storage archives, but you're able to use your cloud account. FlexSpace is brand new in StoreNext 6, and what it allows you to do is have multiple different sites sharing a common archive that's in the cloud, so that users in Site 1 can see what users in Site 2 have put into this cloud archive and pull it down. So it really enables collaboration across that archive. Okay. And lastly, with StoreNext 6 is FlexSync. FlexSync also helps geographically distributed teams share content, but they do it at an online storage level by synchronizing and replicating content from one StoreNext file system to another or another. And it's very flexible. It allows you to have a single source going to multiple destinations, or multiple destinations going to a single source. Okay, and here's how we do it all with our StoreNext appliances. First is our Excelis. We have the Excelis Workflow Director, which is our dedicated metadata storage. This is the brains of the operation and controls the whole shared environment. It uses our Excelis Workflow Storage, which this is the QXS model. We have all flash versions. We have different sizes and arrangements of spinning disk as well. And we have the knowledge on how to tailor your solution to fit the precise 4K needs you have, what kind of codec you're using, how much capacity. For our archive solutions, we have several options as well. We allow you to have just a regular old spinning disk kind of nearline archive with our QXS. We also have traditional LTO tape, and this is a very small library. We also offer very large ones. And then we also have our Lattice object storage. And as I explained earlier, the Flex tier is a way to get an archive in the cloud.
Sony has always been about options, whether you prefer to store content in the cloud or on-prem. That's where ODA Gen 2 comes to play. The newest generation doubles the read-write speeds and storage capacity of a single cartridge using a new high-capacity optical disk. It can easily scale from a standalone tabletop drive up to a library that supports petabytes of data. ODA's tight integration with Sony's Media Cloud Services, C, allows for easy archive to the cloud. With the advancements of cloud technology, our customers are now asking, how can I eliminate redundant tasks across all my facilities? With Sony's Media Cloud Services, MCS, we're helping by building applications and services which run on AWS. They support the entire media lifecycle, from acquisition with XDCAM Air to creation with C through OTT distribution with Venue. Today, we can provide our customers with solutions for all their media cloud needs. XDCAM Air addresses the growing need to acquire and stream to air faster and more efficiently. This cloud-based ENG solution uses Sony's QoS technology to provide superior picture quality over Wi-Fi and LTE. High-quality streams can be sent from Sony's XDCAM cameras and the XDCAM Pocket app. Its ability to remotely control cameras gives video journalists greater freedom in the field. Integration with production systems, editors, and social media networks provides streamlined workflows. In our booth, we will demo XTChem Air integrated with Media Backbone Hive and third-party news production systems. C Workspace is a cloud-native application designed for seamless sharing of location-free collaboration, and professional media processing. Using C Workspace, content can be ingested directly from cameras, browsers, mobile devices, or any integrated system via the REST API. Files are automatically stored, processed, and made readily available for secured access. C Workspace is growing rapidly, and the numbers behind me illustrate just how much activity is occurring in the Sony Media Cloud. Not bad. Today, we're excited to announce C Archive, a fully managed cloud archive solution. Now our customers can continue to take advantage of C's sharing and collaboration capabilities while benefiting from even lower storage costs. Proxies remain accessible from any device, while source materials are safely archived and available at a click of a button.
What is closed captioning? Very simple. It's to take what is spoken and literally represent that in a text-based format, displayed on a device that is accessible to someone who's deaf or hard of hearing. Most people think it's a black box approach that has some magical ability to understand what's being said and projected over a television system. That's how we think of closed captioning. The reality of this is it's a very nuanced and very complex solution. It's one that requires the cognitive capabilities of a human being and underlying fundamental technology, both technology that we think of as hardware and technology that we think of software. We've invested throughout that 30 years an incredible amount of time in building domain expertise and situational fluency and skills and certification of our human professionals, which we have the largest capacity of captioners in the United States. We are the largest provider of closed captioning in the United States. We caption almost 57 hours of events for every hour in the day, 365 days a year. We have invested heavily in technology that we've developed to assist and aid the closed captioning process. And here at NAB, for the first time ever, we've delivered a new cloud-based service that really addresses one of the fundamental challenges of this industry. And that is the elephant that's in the room that everyone understands is closed captioning is a cost to all broadcasters. It's not a for-profit enterprise. It's mandated in the broadcast world by the FCC as a result of an accessibility requirement. It's mandated in the corporate world and in the educational world under the ADA, the Americans for Disability Act. So what we have developed is a cloud-based service that allows us to continually monitor the connectivity between the captioner, the broadcaster, or the captioner, and the entity that's providing captions. So it might be an educational institution, it might be an event center.
Yeah, so the data paths are partly to do with the cloud, mostly to do with reliability and the fact that when you say cloud, you can introduce multiple data paths to strengthen and to eliminate the need for manual switchover between a captioner having to know that they have to go to one device or a captioner having to know that they have to go to a second device. And it's that switchover time that is causing the bulk of the outages. Borrowing technology from other high availability systems, we were able to create rightly called a cloud-based solution, but really a multi-path solution where we have always on, always available, and high speed multi-path for both the captioner's location and also for our clients.